They took your name, your land, your language, but not your legacy. Reclaim it at AfricanAncestry.com.
There is a cancer in our culture, and it has metastasized. It is not being talked about because it's very sensitive and prickly. Let's just put it that way. And I was moved by the notion of the idea of this young meeting old culture being infused into the conversation and the power of our culture, the power of music, the power of art, the power of storytelling. It has been a way that we have effectively communicated with each other. Music especially. Music is extraordinarily important to black people historically. It began in slavery. As I mentioned earlier, I'm 80. I grew up at the beginning of Motown and was raised on Motown music. So I'm going to read you a lyric from a song written by a very famous writer, but sung by a very famous group called the Temptations. I'm only going to read you two stanzas from the song, which will tee up where the problem is. So I can't sing. You all know the melody to Just My Imagination, right? Here are the lyrics. This is what we were raised on. Each day I look through my window and watch her as she passes by. I say to myself, you're such a lucky guy. To have a girl like her is truly a dream come true.
That's right.
Out of all the fellas in the world, she belongs to you. But it was just my imagination running away with me. It was just my imagination running away with me. Final stanza I'm going to talk. Soon we will be married and raise a family. A cozy little home out in the country with 2 children, maybe 3. I tell you, I can visualize it all. This couldn't be a dream, for too real it all seems. Now that's the kind of music we were raised on. Imagination, family, a home, picket fence. That dream right now is on pause. I'm writing a series of 5 books in the order of priority, the 5 things I think are the most important challenges that black people must face for the next 2 generations. The first is entitled The Existential Crisis of the Black Family, a Path to Restoration. That's the number 1 issue. Let me frame that a little bit differently. There is no culture in the history of humankind that has risen to maximize their full human potential without family at the center of that culture. That does not exist any place in the history of the world except for black folk in America. The marriage rate for black folk in America have gone from 85% in the 50s to 23% today. 71% of our sisters are not married, and 29% of them will never, ever get married. 66% of black men are not married. Listen to this number. And 34% of them will never get married, according to all facts and statistics. 72% of our children are born out of wedlock, and 80% are raised in a single-parent household, principally by a black woman. This is a problem of the modern black man and woman. By the way, that age range, according to AI, is 18 to 50. It is having a profound impact on the building of intergenerational wealth. And I'll just give you a quick comparative statistic, and you'll understand and be able to identify the problem yourself. There are 5 major cultural groups in America. White folks, for 350 years, have had the highest median annual household income for 350 years. They no longer have that. They are number 3. 3. You know the old saying, when white folks catch a cold, black people catch pneumonia? The same thing is happening to white Americans. Marriage rate has gone from 90% among white folk to 57% now. We went from 85% to 23%. When white folks catch a cold, we catch pneumonia. I don't want to unpack all of the reasons for it. So, all you have to do, you can ask AI, is compare cultural group, annual median household wealth, and marriage rate. Here's what it looks like. Who do you think is number 1 in America in annual median household income today? East Indians at $124,000 a year. What is the marriage rate in the East Indian community? 94%. Number 2 are Chinese Asians in America. Average household annual median income, $110,000 a year. Number 3 are white people at $81,000 a year. Marriage rate, 57%. Number 4 are Hispanics. Median household income, $62,000 a year. What is the marriage rate? Nearly 70%. We are at the bottom. Median annual household income, $51,000 a year. Marriage rate, 23%. Now, if you do the math visually, there's a direct correlation between 2 working on building and managing wealth versus 1. That's where we are.
Wow.
Now, the reason, I'll finish with this.
Yes, Elder.
I'm writing a book on it. It'll be out in November.
Thank you so
I'm not
much.
saying to sell the book. I'm just telling you I'm writing a book on it. Been working on it. Right. Been working on it for 4 years.
And we're going to buy the book.
Right. Finally, the reason I mentioned music and lyrics, which is what this is about, is that art, remember the book is a solution. It'll articulate the problem, but it is really the path to resolution. Music and art and lyrics and words and song are very powerful in our culture. We move to the beat. So going forward, we're not writing songs about family and children and partnership anymore. We changed when our music changed. Rap music is celebrating its 50th anniversary. It actually celebrated it last year, and Frances Cress Welsing warned us 12 years ago before she died that you cannot continue to call yourselves niggers, bitches, and hoes, to sing in a misogynistic way and ever think you will amount to anything. So music is powerful. Write music about partnership, family is critically important. Marley sang beautiful about family. Rohan Marley was at the Power Networking Conference last year, beautifully. So this is, I'm
Yes.
urging you, use the culture to help rebuild family.